My friends, imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean where waves of yesterday crash against shores of tomorrow, while untold possibilities stretch beyond the horizon. Too many of us drift through days anchored by familiar routines, waiting for some distant signal to begin our transformation. We tell ourselves that change will come with the new year, the promotion, or when circumstances align perfectly. Research shows that people who wait for external triggers delay meaningful action by an average of 18 months, watching dreams fade into distant memories. Picture yourself as the architect of a magnificent cathedral where every choice you make today places another stone in the foundation of who you will become. To claim your transformation before 2026 arrives, we must build upon three pillars that will carry us forward. First, embrace identity-first living. Stop waiting to feel like the person you want to become. If you aspire to lead, begin making decisions like a leader today. If you dream of writing, claim the identity of a writer and protect your creative time fiercely. Your brain rewires itself based on the identity you consistently practice, not the one you hope to develop someday. When you act as if you already are who you want to become, your nervous system begins to support that reality. The entrepreneur pitches ideas and seeks feedback before feeling ready. The athlete trains regardless of weather or mood because that is what athletes do. The leader makes thoughtful decisions and takes responsibility for outcomes, even when uncertain. Identity is not who you think you are, but who you prove yourself to be through consistent action. Second, cultivate clarity through intentional action. Most people know what they do not want, but struggle to define what they truly desire. Spend time in silence, away from the noise of others' expectations. Listen to the voice within that knows your deepest purpose. When that purpose becomes clear, act despite your fears. Courage is not the absence of fear, but action taken while fear is present. Every step forward in the face of uncertainty builds the muscle of brave living. Clarity emerges when you journal your precise goals and review them weekly. Write not just what you want to achieve, but why it matters to you. When your why is strong enough, you will find a way. Purpose provides the fuel that powers persistence through difficult times. Third, commit to daily deliberate practice. Every small choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. The writer who writes 200 words daily produces a novel in a year. The person who walks 10,000 steps daily transforms their health. Transformation happens not in grand gestures, but in the accumulation of consistent, purposeful actions. Small habits, repeated daily, create compound effects that reshape entire lives. Practice accumulates power over time, like interest in a savings account. The musician who practices scales daily eventually plays symphonies. The speaker who practices presentations daily eventually inspires audiences. Apply this principle to every area where you seek mastery. Excellence is not an act, but a habit formed through deliberate repetition. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. This birthright is not reserved for the lucky few. It belongs to anyone willing to exchange excuses for action, comfort for growth, and tomorrow for today. When we claim this birthright, we transform not just ourselves, but everyone whose life we touch. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. Your voice, when aligned with your values, becomes a force that inspires others to awaken their own potential. Your example creates ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. Starting today, build these habits into your daily rhythm. Claim your morning with 10 minutes of reflection. Ask yourself what legacy you will build today. Write down 3 actions that align with your highest vision. Morning reflection shapes your day before the day shapes you. This quiet time connects you to your deepest intentions and priorities. The most successful people protect their first hour from the demands of others. They use this sacred time to center themselves and set intention for everything that follows. Your morning practice becomes the rudder that steers your entire day toward meaningful outcomes. Transform your inner dialogue from critic to coach. Replace thoughts of limitation with words of possibility. When you catch yourself thinking you cannot do something, ask instead how you might learn to do it. The quality of your inner conversation determines the quality of your outer experience. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you would offer a beloved friend. Notice how often you criticize yourself for mistakes while barely acknowledging your successes. Shift this balance by celebrating small wins and treating setbacks as learning opportunities. The voice in your head will either be your greatest ally or your harshest enemy. Make the conscious choice to be your own best advocate and encouraging coach. Face one fear each day, starting small. Send the email you have been avoiding. Have the conversation you have been postponing. Take the step you have been delaying. Each fear you face builds the courage muscle for the next challenge. Fear loses its power when you move toward it instead of away from it. Start with fears that feel manageable, then gradually increase the stakes. The person who avoids small discomforts becomes paralyzed by large challenges. The person who regularly faces small fears develops confidence for big risks. Keep a courage journal documenting your brave actions and how they felt. This record becomes powerful evidence of your expanding comfort zone. Practice curiosity over judgment when setbacks occur. Instead of asking why this happened to you, ask what this can teach you. Every obstacle carries within it the seed of equivalent advancement if you look for the lesson. Setbacks become setups for comebacks when you approach them with a learning mindset. The most successful people are not those who avoid failure, but those who fail forward fastest. They extract maximum learning from minimum experience and apply insights immediately. Curiosity transforms problems into puzzles and turns frustration into fascination. When you approach challenges with genuine interest rather than resistant judgment, solutions become visible. Stop postponing important tasks that drain your energy. Address them immediately to reclaim the mental space they occupy. Procrastination is not about time management, but about emotional management. When you act despite discomfort, you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes. Completed tasks return energy that incomplete tasks consume. The psychological weight of undone work is often heavier than the work itself. Create a system for capturing and processing tasks so nothing falls through cracks. Handle small tasks immediately and schedule time for larger projects. This practice prevents the accumulation of mental clutter that clouds clear thinking. Invest 1 hour daily in your growth. Read books that expand your thinking. Learn skills that increase your value. Study subjects that ignite your curiosity. This single hour compounded over months will transform your capabilities dramatically. Knowledge applied becomes wisdom, and wisdom applied becomes power. Choose learning materials that challenge your current level of understanding. Seek out perspectives that stretch your thinking and introduce new frameworks. The hour you invest in yourself pays dividends in every other area of your life. Track what you learn and how you apply it to measure the return on your learning investment. Master one key skill deeply rather than dabbling in many. Depth creates confidence that breadth cannot provide. When you excel at something valuable, you contribute more meaningfully to the world. Mastery in one area often transfers principles that accelerate learning in others. The person who develops true expertise becomes a trusted resource for others. Choose a skill that aligns with your natural interests and has long-term relevance. Practice deliberately with focused attention rather than just putting in time. Seek feedback from experts and adjust your approach based on their guidance. Mastery requires thousands of hours of thoughtful practice, not just repeated activity. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Your relationship with yourself sets the template for all other relationships. When you consistently honor your word to yourself, self-respect grows and self-doubt fades. Self-trust becomes the foundation for trusting and being trusted by others. Start with small commitments you know you can keep and gradually increase the stakes. Write down your promises to make them concrete and visible. Celebrate each promise kept as evidence of your growing reliability. When you occasionally break a promise to yourself, recommit immediately rather than abandoning the goal. This practice builds the integrity muscle that supports all other character development. Curate your environment intentionally. Remove influences that drain your energy. Surround yourself with people, books, and experiences that elevate your thinking. Your environment shapes your thoughts more than your thoughts shape your environment. Design your surroundings to support the person you are becoming. The objects, sounds, and images you encounter daily either lift your spirits or lower your energy. Create spaces that inspire your best work and deepest reflection. Limit exposure to news, social media, and conversations that increase anxiety without adding value. Fill your environment with reminders of your values and aspirations. Move your body daily. Physical movement creates mental clarity and emotional resilience. Even a 20-minute walk can shift your perspective and renew your energy. The body and mind are not separate entities, but different expressions of the same system. Exercise improves decision-making capacity and stress tolerance. Find forms of movement that you enjoy so consistency becomes natural. Use physical activity as a reset button when stuck or overwhelmed. Notice how your mental state changes with different types and intensities of movement. The discipline you build through regular exercise transfers to every other area requiring consistency. Write down your vision for 2026 with specific details. A clear vision pulls you forward when motivation wavers. Review this vision weekly and adjust your actions to align with it. Visions without actions remain dreams, but actions without vision lack direction. Describe not just what you want to achieve, but who you want to become. Include details about how success will feel, not just how it will look. Share your vision with people who will support and challenge you to honor it. Let your vision guide daily decisions about how to spend time and energy. A compelling future picture can motivate present sacrifice and sustained effort. End each day with honest reflection. What went well today? What could you improve tomorrow? Where did you live up to your highest standards? Evening reflection turns experience into wisdom. This practice helps you learn from both successes and failures. Review your actions against your stated values to identify alignment gaps. Acknowledge progress made while noting areas for continued growth. Gratitude for what worked well maintains optimism and momentum. Plans for improvement prevent repeating mistakes and compound learning. Learn to say no to requests that do not serve your highest priorities. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that matters. Protect your time and energy like the precious resources they are. Boundaries are not walls, but gates that you control. Practice declining requests politely but firmly without over-explaining. Remember that people respect clear boundaries more than wishy-washy responses. Your willingness to say no to good opportunities creates space for great ones. Saying no to others is saying yes to yourself and your most important commitments. Cultivate a fresh start mindset every morning. Yesterday's mistakes do not define today's possibilities. Each dawn brings new opportunities to align your actions with your values. The past informs, but does not imprison you when you choose to learn and move forward. Begin each day by releasing regrets and focusing on present choices. What you did yesterday matters less than what you do today. Fresh starts happen not once a year, but every moment you choose differently. This mindset prevents past failures from paralyzing future action. Create something meaningful with your time. Build, write, design, or organize something that adds value to the world. Creation connects you to your deepest sense of purpose and contribution. When you create, you participate in the ongoing evolution of human potential. The act of bringing something new into existence exercises your highest capacities. Share your creations to inspire others and receive feedback for improvement. Regular creative practice maintains a sense of agency and possibility. What you create becomes part of your legacy and impact on the world. The ocean before us no longer represents a barrier, but an invitation to sail toward our highest potential. These waves that once seemed threatening now carry us forward with the power of purposeful action. Too many people blame their circumstances for their unfulfilled lives, citing demanding jobs or difficult relationships. But research from longevity studies shows that people who maintain purposeful daily routines live longer, happier lives regardless of external circumstances. Those who take responsibility for their daily choices create extraordinary results from ordinary situations. The avoidance of discomfort keeps potential trapped within us. We underestimate how one decision, consistently applied, ripples outward to transform everything. The person who chooses learning over entertainment gradually builds knowledge that opens unexpected doors. The person who chooses health over convenience develops energy that supports every other goal. The person who chooses courage over comfort builds confidence that attracts new opportunities. Your cathedral of character rises one stone at a time. Each habit you build, each promise you keep to yourself, each fear you face adds another element to the structure. Over time, This patient construction creates something magnificent that stands as a testament to your commitment. The foundation work may feel invisible and unrewarding, but it supports everything impressive that follows. Visitors to your completed cathedral will not see the individual stones, but will feel the grandeur of the whole. Identity first living means providing yourself with daily evidence of who you are becoming. The entrepreneur pitches ideas and seeks feedback. The athlete trains regardless of weather or mood. The leader makes thoughtful decisions and takes responsibility for outcomes. Identity is not who you think you are, but who you prove yourself to be through consistent action. When your actions align with your desired identity, the identity becomes real and self-reinforcing. Others begin to see you as you see yourself when your behavior consistently matches your vision. Clarity emerges when you journal your precise goals and review them weekly. Write not just what you want to achieve, but why it matters to you. When your why is strong enough, you will find a way. Purpose provides the fuel that powers persistence through difficult times. Vague goals produce vague results, while specific goals direct specific actions. Regular review keeps your goals alive in your consciousness and guides daily decisions. Adjust your goals as you grow, rather than abandoning them when circumstances change. Practice accumulates power over time. The musician who practices scales daily eventually plays symphonies. The speaker who practices presentations daily eventually inspires audiences. Apply this principle to every area where you seek mastery. Excellence is not an act, but a habit formed through deliberate repetition. Small improvements compounded over time create dramatic transformation. What seems insignificant today becomes significant when multiplied by hundreds of days. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. This birthright includes inner peace amid external chaos. It provides strength that comes not from circumstances, but from character. It offers the satisfaction of knowing you're living in alignment with your deepest values. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. When you transform yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Your growth creates a field of possibility that others can feel and follow. Leadership is not about position, but about the example you set through your choices. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. Refine these practices as they become natural. In your morning reflection, visualize yourself succeeding at the day's most important tasks. Use the mirror to speak affirming words that reshape your subconscious beliefs. Select fears strategically, scaling up as your confidence grows. Ask curiosity questions that unlock innovations hidden within apparent failures. Structure your growth hour around subjects that genuinely fascinate you. Engagement accelerates learning and makes the process sustainable. Seek mentors and resources that challenge you to reach higher standards. Learning accelerates when it connects to your natural interests and talents. Rotate between different types of learning to keep the experience fresh and comprehensive. Build self-promises like you build muscles, starting with manageable commitments. Celebrate each promise kept as evidence of your growing reliability. This self-trust becomes the foundation for all future achievements. Integrity with yourself creates the credibility others recognize and respect. When you occasionally break a promise to yourself, examine what went wrong and adjust your approach. Environment curation includes periodic digital detoxes. Create physical spaces that inspire your best thinking. Fill your surroundings with reminders of your highest aspirations. The objects, people, and media you expose yourself to daily shape your consciousness. Regular environmental audits help you identify and eliminate energy drains. Design your space to minimize distractions and maximize focus on what matters most. Connect movement to your emotional well-being. Notice how exercise enhances your decision-making and relationships. Physical strength supports mental and emotional resilience. The body is the vehicle through which you experience and impact the world. Different types of movement produce different mental and emotional states. Use this knowledge strategically to prepare yourself for various challenges and opportunities. Create vision boards that make your 2026 goals visually compelling. Share your vision with trusted friends who will support your journey. Accountability partnerships multiply your chances of success. When others know your commitments, you become more likely to honor them. Regular check-ins with accountability partners provide both support and gentle pressure. Choose partners who will challenge you lovingly rather than enable excuses. Include gratitude in your evening reviews for balanced perspective. Acknowledging what is working well maintains optimism and momentum. Gratitude shifts focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. This practice trains your mind to notice and amplify positive patterns. Gratitude is not passive appreciation, but active recognition that fuels continued effort. When you appreciate progress made, you create energy for making more progress. Practice saying no with polite but firm scripts ready for common requests. Boundaries communicate self-respect and earn respect from others. Protecting your priorities allows you to excel where it matters most. Clear boundaries prevent resentment and preserve energy for what truly matters. People respect those who know what they stand for and honor their commitments. Saying no to others is saying yes to your highest priorities and deepest values. Develop morning rituals that anchor your fresh start mindset. These rituals signal to your brain that today offers new possibilities. Consistency in your morning routine creates stability for handling daily challenges. How you begin each day sets the tone for everything that follows. Morning rituals can include physical movement, meditation, journaling, or planning. Choose activities that center you and connect you to your deeper purpose. Dedicate specific time blocks for creative work without judgment. Allow ideas to flow freely before evaluating their merit. Regular creative practice connects you to your innovative potential. Creativity flourishes in an atmosphere of playful experimentation without immediate pressure for results. Schedule creative time like any other important appointment and protect it from interruption. The act of creation exercises mental muscles that support problem solving in all areas. The horizon brightens as we move steadily toward our authentic selves. Purpose infuses every step with meaning and direction. Many people delay action while seeking perfect conditions. Research demonstrates that imperfect action consistently outperforms perfect planning without execution. Embrace iteration as the path to excellence rather than waiting for certainty. Perfectionism paralyzes progress by making every choice feel overwhelmingly important. The person who writes badly but consistently improves faster than the person who waits for inspiration. Commit to progress over polish. knowing that refinement comes through practice. Done is better than perfect when perfect never gets done. Lower the bar for starting while maintaining high standards for continuing. Your cathedral requires blueprints, which are your written goals and values. Each stone must be placed with intention and aligned with the overall design. The structure grows stronger when every element supports the whole. Architecture teaches us that beauty emerges from the harmony of individual elements working together. Regular review of your blueprints ensures that daily actions serve long-term vision. Identity shifts happen through role modeling the traits you admire. Study how healthy people think about food and movement. Observe how successful people manage their time and energy. Adopt these patterns until they become your natural way of being. We become what we repeatedly practice, so choose your practices wisely. Find examples of people living the life you want and learn from their strategies. Use meditation and silence to align your daily actions with your deeper values. 5 minutes of quiet reflection can prevent hours of misdirected effort. Inner clarity creates outer effectiveness. In the stillness, you can hear the voice of wisdom that gets drowned out by daily noise. Regular meditation practice improves focus, reduces stress, and increases self-awareness. Even brief moments of silence throughout the day can realign you with your priorities. Build momentum through small wins that prove your capability. Success breeds success by building confidence in your ability to follow through. Each promise kept to yourself increases your belief in future promises. Confidence grows through evidence of your own reliability and competence. Design your goals so that early wins are achievable and motivating. Use success in one area to fuel confidence for tackling challenges in other areas. Habit stacking links new behaviors to established routines. After I drink my morning coffee, I will write in my journal. After I eat lunch, I will take a 10-minute walk. This connection makes new habits more likely to stick. The brain loves patterns and will support behaviors that fit into existing structures. Choose anchor habits that are already strong and consistent as foundation for new behaviors. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. This right encompasses the joy that comes from authentic living. It sustains you through trials with grace and resilience. It connects you to a sense of meaning that transcends temporary circumstances. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. Your transformation touches lives in ways you may never fully know. Ripples of positive change extend far beyond your immediate circle. Together, we create communities of growth where everyone benefits. Before 2026 arrives, let us claim our birthright of a life fully lived. Tailor these habits to fit your unique personality and circumstances. Morning people might do their growth hour early, while evening people might prefer it later. The key is consistency in timing whatever works best for your natural rhythms. Your circadian rhythm affects when you learn best, think most clearly, and have the most willpower. Honor your natural energy patterns rather than forcing yourself into someone else's schedule. Personalize your mantras to address your specific challenges and aspirations. If confidence is your focus, repeat affirmations about your capabilities. If health is your priority, affirm your commitment to nourishing choices. The language you use with yourself becomes the foundation of your self-concept. Choose words that inspire rather than intimidate, encourage rather than pressure. Journal your fear-facing experiences to track your growing courage. Note not just what you did, but how you felt before, during, and after. This documentation becomes powerful evidence of your expanding comfort zone. Courage is like a muscle that strengthens with use and weakens without exercise. Review your courage journal regularly to see how much you have grown. Apply curiosity immediately when you encounter new information or perspectives. Ask follow-up questions that deepen your understanding. Intellectual curiosity keeps your mind flexible and growing. The person who stops learning stops growing, regardless of age or experience. Approach disagreements with genuine interest rather than defensive resistance. Batch similar tasks together to maintain focus and efficiency. Answer all emails at designated times rather than throughout the day. Task switching reduces productivity and increases mental fatigue. The brain functions best when it can maintain sustained attention on similar activities. Group-related activities to minimize the mental energy lost in transitions. Track your growth progress with specific metrics when possible. How many books did you read this month? What new skills did you practice? Measurable progress motivates continued effort. What gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed gets improved. Choose metrics that reflect the changes you most want to see in yourself. Curate learning resources that match your preferred learning style. Visual learners benefit from diagrams and charts. Auditory learners prefer podcasts and discussions. Choose resources that make learning engaging rather than burdensome. When learning feels natural and enjoyable, it becomes sustainable long-term. Experiment with different formats to discover what works best for you. Scale up your self-promises gradually as your self-trust grows. Start with commitments you know you can keep, then increase the challenge. This progressive approach builds reliability without overwhelming yourself. Trust is earned one promise at a time, including promises to yourself. Success in keeping the small commitments creates confidence for making larger ones. Personalize your physical spaces with items that inspire and energize you. Photos of loved ones, books that changed your thinking, or artwork that moves you. Your environment should support your aspirations, not distract from them. The objects you see daily unconsciously influence your thoughts and emotions. Create spaces that remind you of your values and encourage your best behaviors. Track movement metrics that matter to you, whether steps, minutes, or activities completed. Regular monitoring helps you notice patterns and maintain consistency. Physical activity data often reveals connections to mood and productivity. The body keeps score of how well you care for it through energy levels and resilience. Use tracking to identify the types and timing of movement that serve you best. Allow your vision to evolve as you grow and learn more about yourself. What seemed important last year might be less relevant now. Flexibility in your goals reflects maturity, not inconsistency. Wise people adjust their destinations while maintaining their direction. Regular vision reviews help ensure your goals still align with your authentic self. Adapt your review questions as your priorities shift and develop. What served you as a beginner might not challenge you as you advance. Continuous refinement keeps your practices effective and engaging. Growth requires regularly updating your methods to match your expanding capabilities. Ask yourself what questions would be most helpful given your current level of development. Practice assertiveness in low-stakes situations to build a skill for important moments. Declining minor requests prepares you for protecting major boundaries. Assertiveness improves with practice like any other skill. Confidence in saying no comes from experience successfully setting boundaries. Start with situations where the stakes are low to build your assertiveness muscle. Visualize your ideal day from morning to evening in specific detail. See yourself making choices that align with your values. Mental rehearsal increases the likelihood of performing well when real situations arise. The brain often cannot distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. Use visualization to prepare for challenging situations and reinforce positive behaviors. Create iterative drafts when working on important projects or decisions. First draft captures ideas, second draft improves structure, third draft refines details. This process reduces pressure and improves final results. Excellence emerges through revision, not through perfect first attempts. Allow yourself to be messy in early drafts while maintaining standards for final versions. The tides of change now align with our conscious intentions. We ride these currents toward our destiny with skill and purpose. Understand that resistance to your growth is natural and predictable. Some people in your life may feel threatened by your commitment to change. Your growth can make others uncomfortable with their own stagnation. This resistance is not about you, but about their relationship with their own potential. Respond with compassion while maintaining your commitment to your own development. Create rituals that honor the significance of your transformation. Mark important milestones with ceremonies that acknowledge your progress. Celebrate the death of old limiting beliefs with the same intentionality you celebrate births. Honor the courage it took to let go of familiar patterns that no longer served you. These rituals create meaning and help integrate the changes you have made. Build relationships with others who are also committed to conscious living. Seek out communities where growth is valued over comfort. Find mentors who have walked the path you're walking and can offer guidance. Become a mentor yourself to those who are just beginning their journey. These relationships create a web of support that sustains transformation over time. Practice discernment in choosing your influences and inputs. Not all information deserves your attention. Not all opportunities deserve your energy. Not all relationships deserve your investment. Conscious living requires conscious choosing about what you allow into your mind and heart. Develop the skill of creative destruction in your own life. Just as forests need periodic fires to regenerate, your life needs periodic clearing of what no longer serves. Identify the beliefs, habits, relationships, and commitments that drain your energy without adding value. Create space for new growth by consciously releasing what has outlived its usefulness. This process of letting go is as important as the process of building up. Learn to distinguish between healthy striving and perfectionist paralysis. Healthy striving seeks progress and celebrates improvement. Perfectionist paralysis demands flawlessness and fears any mistake. Your goal is not to become perfect, but to become consistently better. Excellence is a moving target that you approach through persistent effort, not a fixed destination you arrive at permanently. Cultivate the wisdom to know when to persist and when to pivot. Persistence without wisdom becomes stubbornness. Flexibility without commitment becomes inconsistency. The art of transformation lies in knowing when to stay the course and when to adjust your approach. This discernment develops through experience and honest reflection on results. Understand that transformation happens in seasons, not straight lines. There will be periods of rapid growth followed by periods of apparent plateau. There will be times when old patterns resurface despite your best efforts. There will be moments when you question whether the effort is worth it. These cycles are natural and necessary parts of sustainable change. Create multiple feedback loops to track your progress across different dimensions. Monitor not just external achievements, but internal states. Notice not just what you accomplish, but who you become in the process. Track not just your individual growth, but your impact on others. Comprehensive feedback helps you make course corrections before small problems become major obstacles. Practice the art of strategic rest and recovery. Transformation requires intensity, but also requires renewal. Build sabbaticals into your growth schedule where you simply enjoy the fruits of your efforts. Take time to appreciate how far you've come before focusing on how far you have to go. Rest is not laziness, but wise stewardship of your energy and motivation. Develop sensitivity to the subtle signs that indicate you are moving in the right direction. Notice when tasks that used to feel difficult start feeling natural. Pay attention to compliments from others about changes they observe in you. Recognize when you find yourself automatically making choices that align with your values. These indicators often precede visible external changes and can provide encouragement during difficult periods. Create contingency plans for the inevitable setbacks and challenges. Anticipate the times when motivation will be low and prepare strategies for those moments. Identify the trigger situations that historically have derailed your progress and develop responses. Build support systems that can activate during crisis periods when your own resources feel depleted. Resilience comes from preparation, not just positive thinking. Embrace the paradox that transformation requires both acceptance and change. Accept yourself fully as you are while simultaneously working to become who you want to be. Love your current self enough to give yourself the gift of growth. Change what you can change while accepting what you cannot change. This balance prevents both complacency and self-rejection. Study the lives of people who have sustained positive change over decades. What patterns can you identify in their approaches to growth? How did they maintain momentum through different life phases? What role did community play in supporting their long-term development? Learning from those who have gone before can help you avoid common pitfalls and adopt proven strategies. Develop the capacity to hold multiple truths simultaneously. You can be proud of your progress and still want to grow more. You can be grateful for your current circumstances and still work to improve them. You can love yourself completely and still see areas for development. This both-and thinking prevents the either-or mindset that often sabotages transformation efforts. Create systems that automatically reinforce your new identity and habits. Structure your environment so that good choices become the easy choices. Design your schedule so that important activities happen without requiring daily decisions. Build relationships that naturally support your growth. rather than undermine it. When your systems align with your intentions, willpower becomes less necessary. Document your journey not just for accountability, but for inspiration. Write about the moments when you wanted to quit, but chose to continue. Record the small victories that seemed insignificant at the time, but proved crucial later. Capture the insights that emerged from your darkest struggles and brightest celebrations. This documentation becomes a map for others who will walk similar paths. Remember that transformation is both deeply personal and profoundly collective. As you change the field of possibility for everyone around you. Your children see what is possible when someone commits to growth. Your colleagues witness what happens when someone takes responsibility for their development. Your friends observe the peace that comes from living with intention and purpose. The habits you build become the legacy you leave. Every morning, you claim with reflection teaches others the value of intentional beginnings. Every fear you face demonstrates that courage can be cultivated. Every promise you keep to yourself models integrity in action. These examples ripple forward through generations in ways you may never fully comprehend. Consider the compound interest of character development. Just as money grows exponentially through consistent investment, character traits multiply through deliberate practice. The patience you develop today makes you more patient tomorrow. The courage you build this month prepares you for greater challenges next year. The discipline you establish now creates the foundation for achievements you cannot yet imagine. Your transformation serves a purpose greater than personal satisfaction. In a world that often feels chaotic and divided, your commitment to growth becomes an anchor point of stability. Others can orient themselves by your example of what it means to live with purpose and intention. Your consistent efforts create a field of calm in the storm of modern life. Before 2026 arrives, you will have claimed your birthright of a life fully lived. You will have discovered strengths you did not know you possessed. You will have overcome fears that once seemed insurmountable. You will have built habits that support your highest aspirations. You will have become living proof that transformation is possible for anyone willing to commit to the process. And in claiming this birthright, you will have helped countless others claim theirs as well. Your example will have given someone else permission to start their own journey. Your encouragement will have sustained someone through a difficult passage. Your wisdom will have illuminated a path for someone searching for direction. This ripple effect is how one transformed life becomes many transformed lives, creating waves of positive change that reach shores we will never see. The ocean before us is vast, but we are no longer afraid of the depths. We have learned to navigate by the stars of our values and the compass of our purpose. The waves that once seemed threatening now carry us forward toward horizons bright with possibility. Before 2026 arrives, we will have claimed our birthright of a life fully lived, and the world will be better because we had the courage to become who we were meant to be.